We start making a slip knot and chain 6. And we make 1 double crochet on the 3rd chain, starting from the slip knot. And continue making 2 double crochet on the next 2 stitches. Here we have the first square, that is the corner. In this case we are going to change the color on each row. So now we have to place the new color. And continue making 5 more chains. And now we make 1 double crochet on the 3rd chain. 1 double crochet. And 2 double crochet, 1 on each chain. We turn the first row, we turn the corner, and we make a slip stitch in the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet of the first square. And now we make chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the same space where we made the slip stitch. 3 double crochet in the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet of the previous square. Here we have the second row. Now we are going to change the color again. And chain 5. And now we make 1 double crochet on the 3rd chain. And continue with 2 double crochet, 1 on each chain. 1 on each following chain. And we make a slip stitch in the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet of the previous square. Continue with chain 3 and make 3 double crochet in the same space where we made the slip stitch, in the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet. And we join this square with this one with a slip stitch in the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet. Continue with the last square of this row with chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet of the previous square. and we finished the third row. We have to change the color again. Chain 5, and make 1 double crochet on the chain number 3. We have to start each row in the same way, making chain 6 and 1 double crochet on the chain number 3, number 2 and number 1. And make a slip stitch in the square of the previous row between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. Chain 3 and 3 double crochet on the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet of the previous row. We are going to make all the squares in the center in the same way. Chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet. Remember, join each square with a slip stitch on the next square. So repeat the same, chain 3 and 3 double crochet on the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet. Remember to join with a slip stitch, and here we are making the last stitch, the last square, so chain 3 and make the 3 double crochet in the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. And we finished the row number 4. Place a new color and repeat one more time how to make the first square. We have to chain 5 and make 1 double crochet on the chain number 3, one double crochet on the chain number 2 and 1 double crochet on the chain number 1. And make 1 slip stitch with the last square. And we have to make the squares in the middle. Remember, chain 3 and 3 double crochet on the same space of the slip stitch. Slip a stitch and repeat the same, chain 3 and 3 double crochet. We'll repeat the same to the last square. And if you continue making more rows, remember we start in one corner making chain 6 and 3 double crochet. You have a piece like that. You have to stop increasing when you have the size of the blanket that you want. Remember, here we have 1/2 of the blanket. Now we start making decreases. Change the color, turn, and we have to make slip stitches to the corner of the last square of the previous row. So we make 4 slip stitch, making the last slip stitch in the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. And we make this square normally, chain 3 and 3 double crochet on the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. and we join with a slip stitch with the next square, and we continue normally to this point, so chain 3 and make 3 double crochet. We are decreasing, so we don't make the last square. We have to slip a stitch in the last square and place the new color. Turn and make 4 slip stitches to the corner of the last square of the last row. Once we make the last slip stitch, we continue making chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the space between the chain 3 and the double crochet. And repeat making the squares to this place, to this point. And we have to join the last stitch, the last square, with the square of the previous row. Place a new color and continue decreasing. We repeat one more time how to start the row with decreases. We have to turn and make 4 slip stitch to arrive at the space between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. Chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the same space of the slip stitch, and continue making the squares to this point. And here you can see that we are decreasing. Once we have the last square, repeat the same, turn 4 slip stitch to the corner of the last square, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and 1 slip stitch to close the square. And we finished the square corner to corner, so we can cut the yarn and fasten off. What we are going to make now is make knots with the tails of the yarn cut near the knots, and now we are going to show you how to make an edge. Place the yarn in any space between squares. Chain 3 and we make 3 double crochet in the same space of the chain 3. We make a slip stitch in the next space between a square and a square, chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the same space. Slip a stitch in the next space between a square and a square, chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the same space. And repeat the same to the corner. Once we are at the corner, we make chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, one slip stitch in the same space, chain 3, 3 double crochet again in the same space, and now we have to make one slip stitch on the next space between squares. And repeat the same around the blanket. In this case we made the blanket using 3 colors and we made the edge using one of the 3 colors.